Welcome to Chris Parkin Shooting Sports. Today we've got a little video on the HIK Vision Vulkan 35 thermal monocular. I won't bore you with all the details that you can find on the specification sheets, but I'll give you a few highlights on this one. It's a completely ambidextrous monocular. Charging time's about 5 or 6 hours and it gives you a 4-hour run time on the internal battery. You might want to carry extras if you've got longer sessions than that, which it's got Wi-Fi, app functionality, you can record stills and video on it, all works fine. The button presses are slightly longer than I liked, but I've heard that on the latest firmware update, these have been reduced slightly. The lens cap doesn't stay on very well. You get a neoprene sling to put it in, that all keeps it nicely intact. Big factor for me is the fact the display screen at the back end is superb. It's got a very flat field of view and you haven't got critical eye position to keep point of focus on it. This is a significant step better than a lot of other monoculars I've used in the world out there. I've been using the Vulkan for 6 weeks now. I have to say I think it's very good value for money. Bit of footage for you tonight on some real world foxing. These aren't, set up videos and just people, baiting them in close to video them. Right, this fox we've seen here, we must have spooked it slightly. We were just getting back some stuff back in the truck. It's gone into the fence there and it hides in the footpath beyond it. But we often see them appear and disappear, so it's clearly on their route. Doesn't seem to be particularly scared, but it'll be back later perhaps. Now here's the main event. This fox is following a line we've seen them on regularly. Comes over the backstop, which is actually on my test range, and it's working towards us. It's interesting that you can watch it here simultaneously on the night vision rifle scope. This is a Sightmark Wraith HD, and it will come all the way in. This is the same spot where we filmed a few hares earlier. The fence line directly ahead of us is about, 70, 80 metres away. There's a polytunnel to the right, which is empty at the moment. And there's a gateway just to the left of the polytunnel, so the right side of the picture as we're looking at it now. The fox is heading towards that, and you'll see it now. It's behind the post. Dave's to my right. You're filming on the thermal. I'm on the rifle, so there's a slight parallax difference between us, but it's very minimal at this distance. Now we started to notice that this fox is actually carrying a leg. It's limping slightly. You had to be watching it live, to be honest, to notice that, and you'll see it quite significantly as it comes in right through the fence. It's probably an old injury because it doesn't seem to be affecting it too badly in transit, and it's certainly not making bad headway. And I know for a fact that the field where it's going through there is very deeply dimpled and divoted with muddy patches, so it's progressing well. If you want to see a full detail review on the Vulkan, please comment on this video. I've used a lot of thermal images and it will be interesting to make some comparisons you'd all like to hear about with other kits available on the market. The big thing with the IR from the scope is the fact you see the reflection from the back of the eyes. Now it's moving across, coming through the fence line, and I'm starting to look at a shot opportunity. It seemed to be making quite steady progress towards us, so there was no need to rush, no need to shoot at extended distances. And as I said, this is about, 70, 80 metres. No more, really. Fox is looking up now. Buff, job done. That's a clean kill. This is a Mauser M18 I'm using tonight with a Wraith on it and shooting 75 grain Hornady VMAX. It's a very decisive tool to use in these purposes. I don't seem to suffer particularly windy conditions, which is where the 243 is even better, but there we go. Certainly very busy tonight. This fox is further to the right of the previous one and it's coming along the pathway across the farm. We can't shoot it there because there's a road directly behind it, but they often loop all the way around us, and here you go. It's looped all the way around, gone back up the fence line, and it's popped through. It's coming across the field. This is another position where we've shot quite a few. And again, job done. I'd forgotten the SD card in the Wraith for this one, so I couldn't get this one on video. So that's been the first main night out using the HIK Vulkan 35. Pretty successful performance, and the farmer here has actually lost a lot of chickens recently, and he's just invested in building a new chicken run, and he's put 25 chickens in it the week following that we took those 2 foxes off it. I shoot on average probably 2 foxes a month off this piece of land. This is on another farm now. Here you can see it's looking over a muck heap. Very easy to see on thermal, but again, we're going to film simultaneously on the night vision rifle scope, and it shows the massive advantage of thermal because you've got no problem with intervening reflection. You can see a few of the shadows of foliage between us and the fox. And the fact it's just peeping over the edge of a very broken picture in terms of the manure on the pile. Looking through the night vision rifle scope, you can't see a thing. And you can see the profile there. Fox should be slightly to the left, just across, but of course it's just behind the plants, just behind the long grasses in the near view. Anyway, the fox breaks out to the right. I think it's got an idea we're there, but we think it's actually been feeding on a dead sheep carcass to the left. Again, I'm trying to pick it up on the night vision. I can see a tiny bit of eye shine, but mostly I'm getting reflection and automatic dimming because of the IR coming back at me. Playing about with some intensity there on the PBIR L, that is. Anyway, the fox is in clear sight now. Again, Dave's just off to my right a few metres filming through the thermal. I'm on the rifle. I'm fairly mobile because I'm on some Viperflex sticks, but I'm just watching my footing because there's actually quite a lot of rubbish underfoot near here. Don't want to make too much noise. The fox maybe got a bit of a sound of us there, but it's staying stationary. And again, job done. That was about 40 or 50 metres, and you'll see me now. I actually look back. I had a set of Pulsar Accolade 2s with me, and I'm looking back and I'm range finding back to where I was standing. But I know it wasn't the kind of shot that needed any great compensation because it was close in. And there we go. This is on a specific chicken farm, so they'll be very pleased with that carcass.